coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that.
All right, good people. So we need to talk 23 is back with the first installment of my I'm Coming Home series, where I interview people that I grew up with, people I played basketball with, and and people that I admired or I could say scared me on the court. So the person that I'm getting ready to interview now is somebody that I admired on the basketball court and that that worried me a lot back in our time playing. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Fred Abraham. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. How are you?
Thanks, bro. I greatly appreciate you for having me, man. I greatly appreciate this opportunity.
Not a problem, not a problem. Like I said, I like to, I don't make it back home physically as much as I probably should or need to. So when I get a chance to reach out and talk to some people that I know, either have positive uplifting stories and things like that, definitely
Yeah,
want to bring them on and give them the opportunity and the space to talk as freely as they need to and want to. So the first question I have for you, for the people that may not know you, I want to say, I guess on my side, down here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area that may not know you, if someone were to ask you, who is Fred Abraham? How would you describe yourself to them?
who is Fred Abraham? Basically, I'm just a person that always hold on one second. I'm so sorry about that. Let me mute
Good.
this. Just a person that basically I'm just like my personality and my inner person just always want to drive to see the best for everybody. So being I'm in the situation I am now, I just want to push as many people I can to get through this pandemic, like get through the situation we're in, because it's depressing and it take a toll on us, whether we know it or not. It take a toll on us. So being I had the opportunity to get started on my vision, I just want to keep pushing people in a positive direction, all positive directions. And that's basically it. Like I'm just a motivated person. Like I never give up. I never give up, man, no matter what the circumstances is. I'm never gonna give up.
Okay. So then I'm gonna start, I guess, from the beginning and we're gonna work our way up to present day.
Okay.
Uh, and like I said, don't feel that you're over talking anything like that. Like I said, go for it.
Uh-huh.
Space and opportunity is for you to let it all out.
Yeah, we gotta
So,
take that shot.
take that shot. Um, so I would, and I'm gonna start with basketball because that's how I met you, and that's where
Yeah,
we
yeah,
met.
yeah, yeah, from kids, from
So,
kids.
so at what age did you start playing basketball?
When I was like about 10 or 11, 10 or 11. It's a crazy little quick story. When I first started playing, I sucked. So I had got cut, and then my mom's was a little skeptical of it at first. So I had a you remember Barney, right? You remember
Yeah.
Marty Barnes' team, whatever.
Uh-huh.
They cut me. I think I was around 10 or 11. I was trying out for the Pee Wee team, and they cut me, and I was throwing the ball over the backboard, not knowing how to shoot properly or nothing. I just knew I had this ball, and that's where it's supposed to go, towards the goal. So, I think probably the next year, I just kept doing it every day. Just kept doing it every day. And I'm left-handed, so I
Mhm.
kept doing it every day, and I just got good. Like my skills picked up. I just got good with it. So nights, as we was playing Pee Wee League,
Mhm.
Robbie, he talked to my moms and she let me get the opportunity. So I just kept practicing, bro, every day. And I think that's why till this day I got that in me. I don't like to say it, or I don't like to say nothing to nobody about it. I
Mhm.
just know it's in me. So even when it's a bad time, or like I'm down, I just say to myself, you got it. You got it. You know what's in you. You know what's in you. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. And that's basically what I live off.
No, your journey sounds similar to mine because I wasn't a basketball player either.
Yeah.
And for anyone that hears this, sees this later on, the funny thing was I was a baseball player. I played for Patterson Task Force,
Uh-huh.
and and I've always been big. I mean, I've been 6'2" since the fifth grade.
Yeah, yeah.
And the funny thing is, everybody kept telling me, it's like, man, no black people don't play no baseball. You wasting your
Yeah.
time. I got talked into playing basketball. So I'm like you. I learned on the job because I was big. I know that's the only reason they kept me at that point because I was big. It's not that I was more skilled than anybody or anything. I was just a big body. So at 6'2" in the fifth grade, it was, let's go. You throw me out there, I did what I had to do. But like I'm like you, basketball was not my first love. Loved baseball, but I got talked out of it. You know,
Uh-huh.
older people in the neighborhood, man, black people don't play no baseball. And
That's a bad feeling too. That's a bad feeling. That's one thing I wanted to touch on and say too throughout our conversation. Like when people, if enough people impose a doubt, it make the average person doubt themselves. Like
mhm,
if you around people or you dealing with people and enough people say you can't do that, you ain't able to do that. You might still want to push forward, but you're
mhm,
gonna you gonna take an observation of the scenario and say, nah, maybe I can't do that. And it only take that split second, bro. It only take that split second for you to put that thought process out. It travel fast. You put that
yeah,
thought process in your head, then it's like, I can't do it. And you notice your waves start to slowly gravitate from that.
mhm,
From that, like you said, when we was talking before you started the interview, you gotta take that shot. I'm
yeah,
gonna take that shot. You gotta take that shot.
yeah.
You never know if you're gonna miss or make it. You gotta take that shot.
Yeah, you always got the naysayers. It's on upon us to, whether we listen to them or whether we stick to what we're doing. Because like I said, with all of the haters and naysayers out there, you know, that's enough. We don't need to beat ourselves up when there's other people out there trying to do it for us.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know, with all of that being said, my next question. The funny thing is when we were playing basketball, I remember the first time I saw you on the court and we were playing, and they like, you see this left-handed dude coming up the court. They're like, hey, who got him? I'm looking around. I'm like, somebody got to get him. You know, you get him. I'm like, I'm the center. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Rush out there.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
luckily, somebody else ran up on you and got you. And that's why I said, you know, when I said I respected you on the court, it was,
See,
it was,
that was our rival around that time. Craft Foods.
there we go.
Craft Food. We could never beat y'all, man. We always got close and could never beat y'all. I was trying to figure out a way, man, but nah, I greatly appreciate it, bro. Like I said, to me, to myself, man, I consider like not to boast or brag, but everything I got in life, I earned it. You feel me? I
Yeah.
earned it. I ain't, I got help. I got help along the way, which I greatly appreciate. But I really like if I got a vision or a goal, I really had to earn it or I really earned it. You feel me? I put the hard work, whatever I had to do, good or bad, whatever I had to do, like I earned it.
All right, that's good. I mean, that's good to have that work ethic and let people know. Like, I think the handouts it takes away from our ability. Not saying that we don't need a handout from time to
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
but
yeah.
always just sitting back and waiting on that handout, I think takes away from our drive, our passion,
Exactly,
and what we're truly
exactly,
meant to do, in
exactly.
life. Because like I said, you know, and for me, like back to basketball, basketball was kind of handed to me. I didn't necessarily work at it until
Yeah.
I think my first real workout, which is where we're going next with this next question, is when I got the PC.
Uh-huh.
When I and my question will be to you, when did you realize that basketball was something that you were good at, or something that you could use it to your advantage? And I put it like this: for me, I knew it was something that I could use to my advantage when Coach Jim came to school 30 and he
Mhm.
saw us playing, and he came over and talked to half of the craft team. It was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I want y'all to come to PC, because at that
uh,
time, it was had TJ was on the team with us, and he wanted us to come to PC. So I was just like, okay, I could do something with this. So
Yeah.
when did you realize that you could do something with basketball?
It was around that time. It was around that time after, like, yeah, I'll say it was around that time, like, going into my freshman year, my eighth grade year, after we finished playing what was that called? Lightweight.
Yeah.
After we finished playing lightweight in City League, that's
Mhm.
when I noticed, because Coach Jim, he came to my mom's, asked her, he wanted to attend school, and PC was a lot at the time. I think it was like 300 and something dollars, $500, and that was a lot at that time. We talking
Yeah.
94, 93. That was a lot, but he maneuvered the V because he had to pull, and
Yeah.
I end up we end up paying. We paid, but it wasn't what other people paid. So I'm like, what? I'm like, I took heed to that. I'm like, wow, I got an opportunity at something. You feel me? I got an opportunity at something. So, and then also with all the talent that was there, that gave you the hype. I mean, that gave you the motivation either way, because you like, I wanna be the top guy, or I wanna be one of the best. You feel me? So I gotta compete against them. I gotta work on my craft. I gotta go hard. You feel me? But yeah, it was around the eighth grade, man. It was around the eighth grade. That's when the basketball stuff started to pick up for me. And I'm like, oh, all right, you got a skill. You got a skill. And then I was left-handed on top of that. So that made it extra crafty. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So,
Yeah.
so if you didn't go to PC, what high school would you have ended up going to?
Well, I really can't even think about that. Like, I was going there. I don't know how I was gonna get there if it was a lot more than what my financial state was at the time, but I was going there. That was the hype at the time. We was kids growing up. You always want to be a part of something that's a culture, or a part of something that's fun or whatever. I was going there. But I probably, if I wouldn't have went to PC, I'd have went to the East Side.
Okay.
I'd have went to the East Side. I don't think I'd have went to Kennedy. I'd have went to the East Side because it's in my area. I'm
Yeah.
from the Florida War. It's in my area, so I'd have had a straight walk up the street, straight walk down Rosa Parks Boulevard to East Side. So I done went to East Side, and that's where all my family members went. My
Okay.
sisters, my brothers. That's where all they went to East Side. So it'll be East Side.
I think one way or another, only two schools I honestly applied to was PC Don Bosco and Tech. Tech told me no straight out. And it was like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got into Don Bosco, I got into PC, and I'm like, and Tech telling me no. I was
Nah,
baffled.
no, nah. I wasn't going to Don Bosco. No disrespect to them. I wasn't going to Don Bosco.
And the funny thing
Nah,
about
like,
PC, I think I would have ended up at PC either way, because before, when I did my it sounds so funny, like it's a college visit, but I did my first visit to PC, and I met Coach Lou.
uh-huh.
The rest of that, I met Coach Lou
Yeah,
on my visit, and he told me, he was like, before you sign any paperwork, he was like, I could use you on the football team. He was like, come see me, and I
yeah,
can get you
yeah,
in.
yeah.
But
Yeah, because you did both. You did both.
yeah, so
You did both.
basketball worked out for me, a lot quicker, because I did football, and I'm man enough to say it now. I hated getting hit. I was just like, you know what?
That's why I never played. That's why I never played. Call me what you want. That's why I never played.
Yeah, I was like,
I
nah.
gotta get around all that.
Yeah, so I stuck to the basketball, but and then for me, I could just say basketball didn't work out for me at PC, only because, like I said, basketball wasn't my first love,
Yeah.
and the schedule that we were on at PC. For people that don't that don't know or didn't go to PC, we had basketball practice 5 o'clock in the morning, and then was it 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we practicing twice a day, and for me, basketball went from being fun to work. And this is, I think this is right around the time when AAU started to
Yeah,
get,
yeah,
started to get
yeah,
big,
yeah.
and all of the fun was out of it for me. And then plus, it was two things. We went to school. We had Rodney, we had Tim,
Uh-huh.
Jermaine. We had a couple guys who were 6'9" or taller.
Yeah, yeah,
Day
yeah.
Day. So when we got there, they told me, they was like, "You got to move to guard." I'm like, "God," I'm like, I was playing center
Yeah, you ain't played city your whole life.
all through Little League. I get to PC, they're talking about you got to move to guard. So it was a transition for me to learn how to play guard. And then, like I said, with you coming in, you, Keon, Logan,
Yeah,
Well, other
yeah,
guards, I was just like, yeah, I don't see me playing this freshman year. I mean, I was there, but I didn't play that much.
yeah.
But for you, but how was that transition when we, going from City League
Hmm.
to PC? What was that transition like? Seeing the talent that was at the school already, and then that our freshman class, I want to say we had a damn good freshman class.
Yeah.
So
And we
how was
did
that?
probably one of the best.
Yeah, how was that transition for you going from, being I could say one of the best guards in the City League, now going to PC and seeing, okay, now I got work to do. What was that transition like for you?
That's where I got the drive from, bro. That's where I earned the stripes at, because it was like I love competition.
Mhm.
Whether I just love competition, but friendly competition. I love competition. Like you always supposed to work at something you good at. So when I came to PC, remember my freshman year, I had a little height behind me, but remember I dropped the weight on my foot.
I
It
remember.
almost cut my toe off. Almost cut my toe off. So I was hurt for like the first part of the season, probably like January. And then when I came back, I wasn't the same right then and there. I
Mhm.
wasn't the same. So I wasn't at where I thought I was supposed to be at. You feel me? So I decided to work at it, man. Then you had a lot of players that probably was better than you. But
Mhm.
what's the saying they say? They say, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And
Yep.
that's exactly what I did. And I salute you also, bro. Like I admire you too. Like it's people like I normally didn't talk a lot back then. You know me, I was quiet. I didn't say too much. But we getting older and it's time to express yourself and do what you gotta do. But I salute you too, bro, because to have the will to transition or to go from basketball to football and do that constantly as a teenager, you don't know what type of toll that take on your body. But to have the willpower, have the strength and endurance to do both of them
Mhm.
and still get everything you need to be done and have a productive, sorry about that, I'm
Yeah.
stuttering, a
Yep.
productive and successful life. Like that's amazing, bro. And that be the inspiration I'll be trying to look at in people, or I see in people, and they give me that push, like go harder, go harder. I may not say nothing to you, but
Yeah.
I'm watching. I was watching you too. I was watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know because, like I said, because once I stopped playing basketball, everybody's like, "Well, what you gonna do now?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna go to school." I mean,
Yeah.
I was just like, it was my choice to walk away from it, and then after a while, I did end up leaving PC because I moved to Arizona
Yeah.
and couldn't hack it in Arizona. It was it was just too slow coming from Patterson going to Arizona. The block I lived on in Arizona, we only had 3 houses on the entire block.
Wow.
So it was a culture shock for me. And then I ended up coming back to Patterson and going to East Side. And it was the same thing at East Side. I got to East Side and Coach Baker will stay on my back because Coach Baker was coaching and teaching at Eastside for so long. He he was my mother's gym teacher. So he knew my mother, and everybody, and he would tell me like, yeah, come out for the basketball team. And anytime I tried to quit, I'm gonna call your mother. I'm gonna call your mother. So it was,
Yeah. You want to disappoint mom, so you pushed through it even when you did. But just think about your process, bro. Just think about like everything you just told me. Just think about how you adapted and how you got through, and you didn't know how to like. You probably didn't really. We was kids. You didn't really know how to do nothing, but you had to man up and become whatever they want to call, whatever society want to call it. You had to man up
mhm.
and adjust, and you didn't do too much complaining, and you adjusted. And again, I salute you for that, because that takes some drive, man. It takes some will. You might not know it, but it takes some strength, bro, to do all that, man. To do all that. Most win survive it. Most win survive it. Like it went left or right. Most win survive it.
No, I had to survive it. But so your PC career, how do you feel that your playing career and your time at PC, how do you think it went?
You said, how do I think it went?
Yeah.
Oh, PC was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed myself and had some experience, but I thought I should have went to a higher Division I college school,
Okay.
but I felt like some things. I felt like some opportunities. How can I say this? I feel like it was society. Society kind of held me back. You feel me from pushing, and I allowed it. You feel me? So I gotta accept it. You feel me? But
Mhm.
overall was great. Overall was great. I got more opportunities than I probably never would have had in my life if I wouldn't have went there.
Okay. So what school did you end up going to?
I ended up going to Southeast Missouri State. It was the first school that called me. I took the SAT,
Hmm.
I think 2 or 3 times, and I had passed I, I was waiting on the reading. That the reading is something I didn't pass. I didn't pass. I missed it by like 20 points.
Okay.
So, enjoying life.
Mhm.
Second time I took it, I was out partying the night before. So mom was clouded or whatever. But then the last time when I buckled down and I
Mhm.
took it, I passed. So Southeast Missouri State, I don't know, they must have got a tape of me from one of the coaches or whatever. So they called me and said, we would like to bring you out on a visit. And I was so excited because when I got there, I thought about going major division, like that. It wasn't bad. It was a mid-major Division I though, and I'm thinking about going major. So when I got there and saw some like the scenery and the surroundings, I'm like, oh, this ain't so bad. So if I took the first offer, and as soon as I took that offer, Oklahoma Sooners called my mom, my house phone, probably like 3 or 4 days later. But take the good with the bad. It was a great experience for me.
No, so how was your time? What was the process like? Because a lot of people, they don't get the opportunity to live that life of a college athlete, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever the case may be. So what was your initial impression once you actually got on campus for your freshman year?
It was a culture shock. It was a culture shock. I was very, very, when I say very, I was very homesick.
Hmm.
I was very homesick. Like I wouldn't say I was depressed, but nowadays, you feel me? Nowadays with everything, with technology and everything, they would probably diagnose me with depression, but I didn't know what I was going through. I was it was a culture shock. I'm like, wow, like a lot of things. They didn't even sell Timberland boots down there, bro. I mean, like how we wear the double soles.
Yeah.
They didn't sell Timberland boots. So when I got down there, it was like, I'm like, how this place doesn't sell Timberland? Like, you don't have double soles down here? They didn't have it. They didn't have it. The guys used to give me money or say send them some when I come back to visit. But it was a culture shock. My first year, I don't think I didn't come home for Christmas.
Okay.
Came home Thanksgiving, but I ain't come home for Christmas. So it was like I was left down there for probably almost a month, like 3 weeks while school break was out. So it was like Groundhog Day, but in the desert. And you just Groundhog Day in the desert. So you like, man, I can't take too much of this, man. And that it was time to get your grown man on because things was costing.
Yeah.
It was costing. It's like, hey, you gotta. Mama can't do it all, man. She doing enough, man, but she can't do it all. So I just took it all in.
So what was the season? Was basketball any type of relief for you once the season started, or was it still basketball was there, but then once the game was over, it was just right back to the same thing, just missing home, or did basketball provide some sort of relief for you?
I think it provided relief. It provided relief because like when I was there, my mom was off. My mom was off a lot of things. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like whatever I had to deal with, whatever I had to deal with outside of basketball, I dealt with it after basketball. So after the game stuff was over, like you said, it was right back to now you got to deal with life. You got to deal with reality. But while I'm playing basketball, I'm having the best time of my life. You feel me? That was my passion. That
Okay.
was my passion.
So how was the what was the team? What was the team and everything like? Was it anything like the PC team, or was it the trend as far as sports goes? Was it, you coming from winning, because at that time PC was pretty much winning everything moving. So when you got there, was it a culture shock as far as you going from winning all the time to, sort of a losing culture, or what was the team like out there?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a culture shock as far as that. Like at the time, they was a losing team. So
Okay.
when they recruited me to to be the point guard of the team and to like bring some wins to the school. So my own freshman year, I was playing behind a senior guard. He was pretty good. He's pretty good. He's from Arkansas, Little Rock. He was pretty good. So I had picked up a lot of things from him because he was good and he made a lot of good decisions. Like when games was close, he made a lot of good decisions. So I was watching, paying attention to that, and I had a pretty good freshman year. I played about 17 to 22 minutes a game. That's a lot for a freshman.
Yeah.
That's a lot, especially at that time. That's a lot for a freshman. So I had a pretty good year. But then my sophomore year came, and that was the that was the turn of all events. That was the turn of all events, man. I think I don't like to say it, but that probably was the year that changed my life, man. That brought everything. But I'm glad I went through the experience I went through because it made me the person I am today.
All right. Well, if you don't mind talking about it, you don't have to go into, you don't have to elaborate or anything like that. What was the biggest part or the biggest turning point of your life that sophomore year?
Now we can talk about it. I don't mind. Like I said, it made me the person I am. I had a roommate, right? Me and
Mm,
this roommate was roommates my whole freshman year, the best of buddies. I charged it to the game and say he didn't really understand what he was doing, but then it's that side of me, it's that 10 or 20% like he knew what he was doing. So to get straight to it, we had a report due.
okay.
And you know, the reason why I don't mention it because people would say, "Oh, you making excuses. You're supposed to push through it." But mind you, bro, I'm how old was I? I was 18 going on 19,
Mhm,
or either 19 going on 20. So you still got some teenage ways, and you ain't no man yet. Like you
mhm.
just been away from home. You ain't been on your own. So we had a report paper due, bro. And I lied to you not. I was coming home from I was failing a class. I was like on the borderline. I had probably like a 60 something average, but I needed to take a summer course in order for me to pass it. So my teacher says to me, just hand in this report and I'm gonna pass you. Long as you try this report, I'm gonna pass you.
Mhm.
So I dusted the report, bro. I literally took my time and did that report. I knew I did the report. So my roommate at the time, I was staying off campus. My mom had helped me out, and I was staying off campus. So mind you, I done moved from off campus my spring semester.
Mhm.
I think it was my spring semester. I moved off campus. So me and my roommate was cool. I used to have him come to my house. So I was on my way going back to Jersey. I'm like, I got my report done. I can go back home. I was I want to say I was seasick. I was
Yeah.
homesick. So
Uh-huh.
I was homesick. So I wanted to get home ASAP. So I get to my report. I said, bro, when you go to class, could you hand this report in for me? Bro, he took the report I gave him, photocopied the report word for word, just changed the title with his name. So he gives in my paper in his paper, but it's really my paper just with his name on it.
Mhm.
I don't know what was the process over it, but like the end of the summer, like the 2 weeks or the week before I was going back to school, my coach called me. So he like, I got some bad news for you. So I'm like, what's the bad news? Because my sophomore year, I supposed to have started for the team. Now, mind you, we lost in the conf we lost in the conference finals to go to the NCAA tournament my freshman year. So
Mhm.
it's looking up for a losing team. So
Mhm.
now I'm supposed to took on the role of leading the team, of being a starting point guard. So my coach calls me 2 weeks before I was coming back for my sophomore year and says, "You're ineligible." So when he said I'm eligible, I'm like, "What you mean I'm ineligible?" Like that was the only class I was failing. I had to hand the paper in, and I handed the paper in. He said, I don't know what's going on between you and the guy.
Mhm.
You, me and my teammate, my roommate that was at the time, he like, but yeah, you have a plagiarism charge. Y'all handed in the same paper. So now I'm like, I'm confused. Like, I probably didn't even know what plagiarism was at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? So then he like, he's eligible though, because he stayed down for the summer and took a summer class. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna say it. I
Yeah.
felt like that was effed up. I'm like, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me a couple of weeks? But I didn't understand it was a business.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why didn't you call me earlier? Why didn't you call me when you first found out? Maybe I could have came back down and took a class and been eligible. But I didn't know the business side. I'm just thinking, oh, I'm a certain talent, and all right. So they recruited a to make a long story short, they recruited a JUCO point guard.
Okay.
And bro, I mean, I used to be tearing them up in practice, but getting the games, he performing. So now my minutes diminishing. So looking forward to being a starting point guard now. You know, I never sat the bench. You feel me? So it was like a differentiate. You feel me? It took me back to when I first started. Like, you got to go through this whole process
Mhm.
all over again. You know, I was a little hot headed. I had a little hype behind me. So now I'm like, scratch that. I ain't doing that. I'm out of here. You feel me? And I
Mhm.
ended up leaving. I ended up transferring to a Division II school in Long Island called C.W. Post.
Okay.
It was in Brookville, New York.
So how was it there?
There, too close to home.
Yeah.
Now I go from being far away from home to too close from home and too many people in my car. And you know, we from an urban environment, so it just took a toll on me. Not because I allowed it to take a toll on me. I gotta accept that. I allowed it to take a toll on me. Because I could have tightened up and pushed through it. I just was, you know, we young, we running and gunning, running and gunning, running and gunning.
So did you finish at CW Post or
Nah, bro, I didn't receive no degrees. And that's the sad part, man. I wish I'd have got that paperwork behind me. Because maybe it would have went to other avenues and where I'm at now, I'd have got there faster probably if I'd have just buckled down. It was all about buckling down, man. But people felt it. You got to go through it. Like it's hard to explain. You got to go through it because people fail to realize, man, when you're from these urban environments, man, it's really set up for you to fail. You feel me? I don't be wanting to say that because people feel like you can get through anything, but nah, it ain't that easy. It's easier said than done. It ain't that easy. You got to really buckle down, zero tolerance, and damn near like make no mistakes. Because any mistake at any time can cost you. Not alone life itself. Any mistake can cost you. So, but we made it to where we at, man.
yeah, and that's what I tell my boys because I have three sons. So I tell my sons, I say,
Guys, happy for you, bro.
thank you. It's and I tell them all the time. I said times are totally different because when we were coming up, it wasn't all the social media and all this other stuff. I told them, I said, what y'all do now? I said we did the same thing back then, but it wasn't
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a light on it.
It's like extra hype on it now, like extra hype on it now, extra pressure for
Yeah.
you to be somebody you probably never would be or ain't trying to be. You feel me? Put that extra hype on it.
And I tell them, I said the smallest thing nowadays will end your playing career, all everything. So I try to hit them to that, but I do my best to keep them away from it. My wife and I,
Yeah,
and but it's like I said, we could only do so much, and sometimes regardless of how we look at it in the moment, that the things that happen to us builds our character and makes us who
exactly.
we turn out to be later in life. So once you left CW Post, I mean, I know some of the answers, but just so they can hear it from you. So what ended up happening when you left CW Post?
I went back to my neighborhood. Went back to my neighborhood. You know, just started hanging out. Went back to the neighborhood, started hanging out. Next thing you know, I'm doing some all the wrong things, and it just like a fast downhill spiral, a fast downhill spiral that if you don't pay attention to it, if you don't pay attention to it, it will spiral you to the bottom. Because I be thinking to myself like, you know, Logan lived on Lawrence Place, right? That's
Uh-huh.
about that's one, two, that's about three blocks around the corner from my house.
Okay.
And it's crazy how you get stuck in a certain box, or you can really get stuck. Bro, I haven't seen Logan. That's my daughter's godfather.
Mhm.
I haven't seen him since she was born. Like physically seen him, and no lie, there's no lie. I haven't physically. I saw him on Facebook. I
Mhm.
saw him through. I ain't even see him in the West. I saw him through Facebook. We probably haven't had a conversation since then, but I haven't physically seen him like when we dapped each other up and said what's up since about 99, 2000. And
Right.
he was living 3 blocks around the corner from me.
Mhm.
It's a message to that underneath, but
Yeah.
that's mind boggling. Like you were so stuck on, like myself, I was so stuck on what I was doing that I couldn't walk around the corner. Or he was such in his whatever he was doing that we never met up. Like that's just that's mind boggling to me. And I tend to think about that at times. But yeah,
So
life funny like that, man. You get stuck like that, man.
it no, it definitely is, and people and I always tell people, I said at times, you grow apart from people, and sometimes it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing, or sometimes
Yeah,
it's that's just the way it was set up. That's just the way God lined everything up, was for for that person to be in your life for this moment.
yeah,
And once that moment is past, it's just time for everybody to go their separate ways.
yeah.
But so, and you coming back to the neighborhood and everything. What was the what ended up happening? Because like I said, and like I said, any question that you want to
Nah, I'm
step away
comfortable.
from anything, I'm
Yeah,
open
nah, I'm
to it.
comfortable with all. Nah, what happened was, as we're growing up, we be from a certain area. So
Yeah.
as we from that area, we claim that area. It's just like what's going on today in society. That's where I'm from. That's what
Mhm.
I'm representing. So it
Okay.
was like I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out all the time. So there's no where I'm gonna hang out at. I'm not playing basketball no more. I'm not around my basketball friends. I'm going what I know. When I started hanging out, I started hanging out in my area. I started hustling. At the end of the day, I just started hustling. You gotta do something.
Yeah.
You gotta do something. You gotta provide. So I started hustling, and it just was going down and down. You feel me? It taught me a lot though. The experiences taught me a lot. Whether it was bad or good, it taught me a lot. But it started going down and down. I end up doing some time, and I feel like I didn't learn my lesson with the time I got. God bless. I didn't want a lot of time, but God bless. You feel me? God bless. I made it through because I was doing like 2 years here.
Hmm.
I think I did four. Not proud of it. Not proud of it, but I think I did like 4 or 5 state bids. I did 4 in New Jersey, and I did 1 in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But each time there wasn't no more than 2 years. I think the most I did was 2.5 years. So society would say I ain't learned my lesson, which I probably didn't. You feel me? So I just had to grow up and go through the process. You feel me? Like you said, God, he don't put nothing in your path that he can't get you through. You feel me? So it was meant for me to go through that process, and it built the person I am today. I went through a lot of pain,
Hmm.
went through a lot of misery, went through a lot of struggle. Some of it was my fault. Some of it was this life happiness fault. You feel me? But it made me hungrier though. It made me hungry because you don't want to never be deprived of something, or you don't ever want to be living in misery. So
Hmm.
if you get down to nothing, you say to yourself, "Tighten up, it's go time. Tighten up, it's go time." And you just keep pushing. You keep pushing, man. You keep pushing. That's my quote forever. I got that quote from my brother. My brother, he used to give me the drive, and I used to be looking at him like, wow, he's my little brother. He's staying afloat, man. He's staying afloat, man. It's hard out here. Staying afloat, man. So I just took on the slogan, man. I just took on the slogan. I always say to myself, keep pushing, no matter. I don't care if I'm on my deathbed. I'm gonna keep pushing for that last breath. You feel me? Until God say He taking me, I'm gonna keep pushing for that last breath. That's just how it is with me, bro. Like I'm glad He blessed me with my drive, man. My drive is like I got a passion for something, man. I'm gonna take it there.
So if you can remember, what was the when do you think was the moment, if you can remember, that where you said, you know what, I enough of this. I don't. I know nobody wants to do time or do a bid or anything like that. But what was the moment, if you can remember, where you said, all right, that's enough of this. I got to do something else.
Well, I thought about it. It was the last situation. I have a couple of little short stories.
Hmm.
An older guy that I was dealing with, he told me like he said, "You, it's crazy how I played that." He said, "You'll get it when you're 40." So when he told me that, I felt disrespected at the time. Like, but we ain't have no fallout now. I'm like, oh hey, what you talking about? When I get it when I'm 40, like I'm a grown man now. Like I thought I had it. Like I got it now. He like, nah, you get it when you 40. He never explained to me. He never explained to me what he meant by that. So going through the process, like this last time, enough was enough. You feel me? Because I was like, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of downs. I was
Yeah.
in a dark place. I was in a dark place, and it seemed like I just couldn't. Like for some reason, I used to be asking God from time to time, like what's wrong with me? Like why I can't get back to that spot? Even if I was putting the effort, I probably wasn't putting the total effort, but I felt like I was. So even though I was putting the effort, I couldn't get to that spot. So like a lot of people started turning their back on me. So that's a game changer because you go from either living normal or being of a certain level or caliber of person,
Hmm.
and then nobody want to be around you, bro. That shit, it would. I'm gonna say that shit. That shit would drive you crazy. Like that shit would take you in the average person ain't strong enough for it. That's just how I feel because it'll take you to places or how you doing some things and you don't even know why you're doing them or what you're doing. You just trying to get back to a place of peace and comfort that you can get back to. But this last jail bid, like my mother's of a certain age. She's older.
Hmm.
My kids, my daughters, she'll be 21 on the 25th.
Yeah.
My son 14. Like it was a lot of life occurrences that I had to buckle down and think about that I took for granted and didn't think about. So once I started to, it was a process. Don't get me wrong. I'm still getting there. I'm still getting there. I can't do it overnight. Can't get it, but every day, like I try to take a piece from the day, however it may be. It may
Hmm.
be at night. I think about stuff, and then some will get embedded in me, whatever. But it was this last go around. I said I'm gonna tighten up, and then you don't want to leave this earth with nothing.
Yeah.
Like you don't want like I'm just not an average person, man. Not to be boastful, bro. I'm just not an average person. I'm just not gonna be around people or leave this earth with nothing. I feel like I got much more potential than that.
No, that's how you should feel about yourself, because it's like we said, I think right before, right when we came on, there's enough doubters out there, and people that's gonna hate on you and everything. So
Yeah,
you should never feel, and it's not even boastful because you're still humble at the end of the day.
yeah.
But you're supposed to think higher or highly of yourself to
Exactly,
keep
exactly.
yourself motivated and everything. But something I
Yeah,
want to touch on that I think a lot of especially black men skirt away from is the mental health part. Like when you were in that dark place, what was your what did you do to keep yourself from falling too far into that dark place?
bro. Be honest. I think I fell the deepest. Like, I think I fell the deepest, bro. Like I was running the streets, bro, and I ain't afraid of man, not dead. Like I used to be taking pills, everything, bro. I was out on these streets just running. And
Mhm.
to me, like how can I put it? To me, like everybody got a vice or something they go to when they
Mhm.
not doing too good. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I always looked at it like don't don't discourage a person. Don't discourage a person because they got a situation going on.
Mhm.
Like push, like, it's hard to do. Like, I can't even explain, it's hard to do, but get them something that they can get, like, just get them to you might can get them to the next day.
Yeah.
Even if they do something as drastic as hurt themselves or kill themselves, like, your one kind word or your one word that's positive might can get them through that space, bro. And that's what, like, as I started to go through my process or whatever, my process of healing, my process of hurt, pain, and misery, I said to myself, if I can, you know how good people will feel if just one person can save their life, you feel me? If you going through something and you don't got nobody to call on, and you click on Instagram and you see a post that's talking directly to you in a positive manner, like, yo, don't go jump off that bridge. Your life will be better tomorrow. That one post, I don't know what it means or who it means something to, that one little thing that said, it's life gonna get better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can get you through that night. You feel me? Like, it's just stuff. I'll be feeling like I'm too deep though, because I just think a lot, bro. I just think a lot. I just think a lot. Now I'm trying to channel my energy to anything bad that happens to me in my life. I'm gonna get a positive out of it that's gonna motivate me. So if I fall and break my leg, I'm gonna see the positive in it. Like, look, at least you still got a leg. At least
Yeah.
you still got both of your legs. It's gonna heal in time, and I'm gonna push forward. I'm gonna heal that leg, and I'm gonna get back to where I was. You feel me? If not even better. But that's all, bro. Like that, I took my horn on. Like, bro, my drive is incredible, incredible, man. I don't give up on myself, man. I don't give up on myself, and I don't like when other people give up on people. You feel me? Because it's always, you never know what a person going through, but life can change like that. Like, you could be down today, up tomorrow, vice versa. I just keep pushing.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like you said. I mean, because once I left PC, like I said, I didn't see you that often. I might have seen you a couple of times, like riding through the fourth ward and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I would see you from time to time, but we really hadn't spoken since I left PC. And then when I started seeing your, I don't even remember who it was, to be honest with you, but I saw somebody posting something talking about you'll be home soon or something, and I was just like, damn. And then, I was like, damn, he locked up. And for me, like I said, I knew you from playing
Yeah,
basketball. So for me, I was just like, I'm like, him locked up? I'm like, damn, I ain't seen that
yeah,
one.
so
You know what I mean? So when I,
just imagine the process I went through, bro. I was most popular in PC. Like I
Mhm.
said, I'm the most humblest person you could meet. I was most popular. I was class president. I had so much hype behind me, or like what we're saying out from our environment, like, and then to go from that
Mhm.
to the total bad guy, get through that, do 4 or 5 state bids, like, I feel like I got strength. I got a lot of strength. And I get that from my mom and my sister, man. My mom and my sister, because my pops passed when I was young. So I get that from my mom and my sister, man. I just be want to see them happy, man. Push through it. I'm gonna push through it no matter what.
Nah, and it was good to see, like, when you got home, because like I said, I would see you, post and stuff. So, keep pushing. So every once in a while, I'll, send you a message on Instagram or on
Yeah, yeah,
Facebook,
yeah, yeah. No doubt. You definitely did that. You
and,
definitely did that.
keep your head up. And then that's the thing, like you said, it's just one kind word. So even like I DM a lot of people because for me,
Yeah,
I ain't worried about everybody seeing or knowing what I'm doing on the front end. It's directly to that person. So like I'll DM a lot of people, hey, how you doing? Or I'll send out, especially since I started doing this podcast, I'll send
yeah.
out like at least once a week I try to send out like a mental health check. And
Uh,
some people don't want to put their business out there, but I'm like, look, I'm not trying to get in your business. It's like
yeah.
a simple hello, good morning can go a long way for
Get
some.
you a long way, bro. Like I told you, don't. I'm not bullshit. When you saluted me, it was some time ago. It probably was what, about a year now or
Yeah,
longer. It probably was a year or two ago, bro. When you saluted me, even though we, like you said, we grew up together, we not from the same neighborhood. We
no,
ain't see each other in years.
mhm,
But when you saluted me, I'm like, wow. And that kind of changed my perspective of things too, because I'm like, what I'm doing is regular everyday stuff I do,
Mhm.
but somebody see it drive in me and it motivates you. And I know it wasn't no bad intentions behind it. So I'm like, wow, bro, salute me. That's a grown man move right there. Because you know now, excuse me, nowadays we feel like in our culture, we feel like we can't salute a person. We can't tell a person they doing good or doing bad. Either they gonna take all the whatever they call this clout stuff, or they gonna take, but it's crazy. It's crazy, but bro, I greatly appreciate that. I knew it came from a good place, and that gave me a turn up also. And it's crazy how we got to this space. I'm on your podcast and all that.
Uh-huh.
It was a, like stuff like that. I look at and I say, so you could have changed somebody's life. Like how I know me working out could have saved somebody's health.
Yeah.
You could have stopped somebody from going making a bad decision or something, bro. And I just now that I see that, I want to do it even more and bring more people in. Like let me see how many lives I could change in a positive way, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that and that's what it takes. Because a lot of people go because they'll see me posting stuff, and like I said, people send little weird shit in my DM and go, "Oh, I ain't know you and bro was like that," and I'm like, and I was telling the person I interviewed earlier,
Yeah,
and I was telling him, I was like, a lot of people don't know me by name, or they go, "Oh, you went to PC." They know me like that because, like I said, I've always been quiet, kept to
yeah,
myself, and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But I told him, I said, no, I said, I rock with a lot of people. I said, just because you don't see me talking to that person and y'all don't see us in pictures together and all of that, I'm like, no, I said, I'm cool with a lot of people. And I said, for me, just knowing, like I said, like hearing your story now, and just because I told you earlier, I was following you on Facebook. I'm seeing,
Yeah,
and he coming home, then when you came home and just seeing all that different stuff, that I was keeping up with you, send you little messages here and there.
no
So
doubt, bro. And that was helping me get through because it was a lot of bad dark days until
yeah,
this point where I'm at now. It's still gonna be plenty of more, but now I know now I can say I know the formula to push through it. Like that's my formula. Take the
yeah.
positive out of all negatives and keep pushing.
Yeah, because it's
That's the
there,
formula.
and I tell everybody, I reached out to somebody yesterday. I ain't gonna put his name out there or nothing, but I was talking to him on Facebook, and he put up a post saying, how he feel. His man died, I think last year. He was just saying how he feel a little different. So I just reached out to him and I said, look, I said, we ain't talked in years. And like I said, I like reaching back or reaching out to my people in Patterson. And I
Yeah,
told him, I was like, look, you ever want to talk? Like I said, I lost my brother 20 some years ago now. And I told him, I said, you ever want to talk? I was like,
God bless.
DM
I
me,
remember.
I'll shoot you my number, you text me, whatever. I'm always available. Like I said, I don't have a problem doing it. I could sit on the podcast here and I don't have to record it. There's plenty of times where I get on here with people, conversation to get deep. I
Yeah,
don't post it. I'm not posting it to put
yeah,
people's business out there. If they want to talk, we could do it over Zoom. We could do it over the phone, whatever the case may be. However, I could be of service to the people that I came up with. Like I said, I'm here for it. So if you ever feel yourself in that dark place,
no doubt.
you could DM me. I'll shoot you my number. You shoot me a text or whatever, and
Yeah,
I respond back. You don't have to wait 4 or 5 days to hear back from me. Nothing like that.
no
So,
doubt, bro. I gotta plug this up to the charger real quick. I hear you though. I
oh
hear
no,
you.
all right. So I say so then. So we skip through. We got through all your biz and everything. So as far as your company now, was it G.I.Y.A. Where did what was the thought process behind that? Did you intend for it to for you to turn it into a company, or was it just something that you were doing for yourself?
It was something I was doing for myself at first, as far as like fitness. So I said to myself, when I go home, I'm gonna give it my all, and I had it written down. Like I'm a very meticulous person,
Okay.
and I try to be as organized as I can. I don't like messiness. You feel? My mom's will tell you that from when I used to clean my room back in the day, like or everything. I used to organize my pictures on the wall. Everything has to be organized, bro. And I think that got me a long way also because it taught me to value organization.
Okay.
So if it's all cluttered. But yeah, I came up with it. I came up with it in my last bid. I have wrote it in my notebook. So I've been home now for God bless. I've been home now four for 4 years. This will make my 5th year right here. August of this year, I'll make my
Congrats,
5th year.
congrats.
So once, and I was living out in Pennsylvania. I
Mhm.
was living out because I had 3.5 years on parole, so I had to finish on my parole. So once I got back to New Jersey, once I got back to New Jersey, I went through a couple of my things, and I saw it. I said, I'm gonna do this. I said I'm gonna do this. But like I said, I was in a dark space, so I put it to the back burner. I put
Okay.
it to the back burner. But then I had enough strength and willpower, and God blessed me with that to say when this year came, I had launched it last January, 2020. I'm quite sure you probably saw it or
Mhm.
whatever because we was talking around there when you had sent me the message comfort or whatever. And so 2020 January, I had I had went to the gym and everything, put up like a couple posts of me in the gym or whatever,
Mhm.
and I just left it alone. Because we had the pandemic came up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at it like that, but it came up, so I just left it alone. But then I see, like I was going in phases. Like
Okay.
I'll work out for 2 months, don't do nothing for like 3 weeks, try to get back to it, do something for a day. So I was just playing with it. And then once I saw when I had a consistent flow, like if I go to the gym for 3 weeks straight, I see
Mhm.
people reaching out like yourself. I got a friend out in Pittsburgh. He
Yeah.
reach out to me like, big bro, keep going, man. Keep going, man. I want to get in the gym like you. I want to get in the gym like you. I want to get in the gym like you. I said, you know what? I'm gonna launch it again. I'm gonna launch it top of the year. I ain't say nothing to nobody. Ain't nobody know what I was doing.
Mhm.
Kept my thoughts to myself. I said at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna do just what my company needs. I'm gonna give it my all. I don't care what I gotta do, nothing negative. I don't
Mhm.
care what I gotta do. But I'm gonna put a positive focus on it, and I'm gonna push this through everything. And bro, God bless. That's what I've been doing, man. I ain't trying to let up. I ain't trying to let up. I ain't trying to let up, man. Trying to
Yeah.
go through the whole process of giving my all and see what happens.
No, don't let it up. Like I said, regardless of minimal success or you're making a difference in somebody's life. Somebody that see your motivational posts on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah,
or wherever, somebody that come to the gym to work out with you or whatever the case is, you're making a difference to somebody. So don't ever feel like you're not
yeah,
making a change or a difference out there, because like I said, it's the small things, like I said, a hello text, or what I mean, somebody seeing you working out, they're just like, you know what,
exactly,
I
bro.
need to get out there. I need to do the same thing. Like I said, we take it for granted. Even we could be as humble and as we want to be, but we still take those little things for granted. But they mean so much to somebody somewhere. It may not even be anybody we know. Because, for example, like doing the podcast, I'm looking over, checking out my stats and stuff. And they got people in Russia and Switzerland that listen to the podcast, and I was just
It's
like,
motivational. That's
yeah,
motivational right
I'm
there.
like, I don't know a damn soul in Russia or
Yeah,
Switzerland.
exactly. So you said to yourself, like I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I'm like, if they're gonna tap in there, and I'm like, it could be somebody in the military, it could be somebody in Russia, who knows? However it
Yeah,
go, I
yeah.
appreciate that those one, two people, five people,
Exactly.
how many it is, that whether they tapped on the podcast by accident, I appreciate them giving that listen. And your fitness stuff and everything, that it's the same thing. Don't let nobody tell you, oh man, your little fitness company, hey, that little bit is
You can say
more.
that all they want, bro. I'm keeping it pushing.
Exactly. And it's not like you're trying to shit on the person, but you could tell them, they go, oh,
Exactly.
that little fitness company is a little bit more than what you got. Don't knock what I'm doing, because whatever you may have going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So I say all that to say,
most don't understand that though. Like what you just said, most people, it's just human nature. They don't think that way. Like I said, I was just in a dark space. Whatever I had to do positively to get out of that dark space,
mhm,
think a person to be happy for you, but you know, it's life, and we gotta go on. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
Yeah,
Gotta
no,
keep going.
but that's good. So I mean, so talk about talk about the company, like where you located, how how some people how they could get in touch with you if they're interested in
Well,
and
right now you can get in touch with me on social media platforms as far as Facebook and Instagram. The names are Gaia Fitness 2020. The reason why it's 2020 is because that was the year I tried to launch it. That was the year of the pandemic. We had a bad 2020, so that was the start of a new beginning. So that's why I'm leaving the 2020 on it and not just calling it Gaia Fitness. You feel me? Some things gonna be Gaia Fitness, but when it come down to the purpose and the soulful meaning of it, it's gonna be Gaia Fitness 2020. I'm located right now. I'm working out of Freddie's gym. Salute to
okay,
Asa Pro Fitness. I'm working out of Freddie's gym, Freddie Rivera's gym. It's on 283 Belmont Avenue in Helder, New Jersey. So like we grew up, went through the PC process and
hmm
everything similar. So I had at the time I couldn't use the place I was at or the place I was at. It had other endeavors going on there.
okay,
So I'm like I gotta find a spot where I could be consistent with
hmm
what I'm trying to do. So I didn't think about Freddie at first. I never thought about Freddie at first. Then I don't know, was it a post or something? And I saw it pop up. And I said to my lady, I said, I'm gonna reach out to a friend of mine that I went to school with. And she said to me, she said, after we talked it over, she like reach out to him. She like, all he can say is no. Like it's not like you're asking for something negative or so yeah, like something negative. She like, all he can say is no. And I reached that out. He said, bro, I was already on my way to asking you to come here, whatever. And that started the process. So I'm grateful to have been in contact with someone like him because he definitely I salute him all the
yeah,
time. Like, bro, you gave me an opportunity, but that might change my life because I ain't letting up. You feel me? I ain't stopping.
yeah,
And we dealing with mental health issues nowadays.
yeah,
So all this count, this fast paced social media, everything want to be seen. I'm gonna
hmm
do everything in a positive way that the way it should go, should be seen, man. I just hope God bless me, man, to get through this process. And I'm gonna show like all it takes is one encouraging word, one
hmm
second for you to treat somebody positively or care about somebody, this anything. Because like I said, mental health is real, man. Mental health is real, and the pandemic taking a toll on us. So anything
yeah,
I can do to uplift a person, that's all I want to do. I want to make some help somebody from not making that bad decision, help
mhm,
somebody from not worsening their health. You feel me? And
yeah.
that's all. I'm just doing it through fitness, man. Anything positive, I'm just doing it through fitness.
Well, see, the most I say out of everything you just said, the one word you take out of there, take hope out of there. Not I hope God's gonna do it for me. God is going to
Yeah.
do it
He's gonna
for
bless
you.
me. You know, I talk.
And
Sometimes I
he's
talk that
going,
way.
you know what I mean?
That's a habit of mine. So I gotta get out. I'm
And
glad you
we
corrected me
all
on it,
do
man.
it.
Yeah,
It's,
you gotta speak it into existence, man.
yeah, exactly. We
It's
take hope and might out of there.
it's
It's all
crazy,
yours.
bro. Because if you go back, like how you get the memories pop up on your Facebook,
Yeah,
and I go back, it's saying some of the things I'm doing now. And I'm like, wow, God is amazing, man. God, he's amazing, man. He's amazing. Once you
yeah.
see that light, the sky's unlimited. Sky's the limit. Sky's the
Yeah,
limit.
you got to go with it. It's like I said, it all happens in due time. We want it to happen yesterday.
Yeah.
God got a formula for it. It's going to come and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Because, like I said, all of the trials and tribulations, different things that we all go through in life. Everybody like to say, "Oh well, he's going through that." Nah, we all go through something. Like I said, I may not be the best example I like to give people is, I never met my father. So I always tell people like when people say, "Oh, my mother passed," or whatever the case is, I could never tell somebody how to feel about their mother, but I could tell them like when I could, if they say, "Oh, my father passed," "Oh, my condolences," blah blah blah, could reach out to them that way. But when it comes to them talking about, how how they feel about their mother. I can't relate to that only because my mother is still here. You know what I mean? So I don't never want to tell somebody, anything sideways, anything negative, or whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But like I said, it's all,
Cause
brother.
people,
You moving in the right direction. You're moving in the
thanks,
right
bro.
direction.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I
Don't don't
greatly,
don't don't let anybody doubt you. Like I said, just know that there's gonna be hard times. There's gonna be times where you
yeah,
want to quit or whatever. Don't quit, because that's what the devil want to see you
yeah.
do.
That's what the devil want the most, man. He wants you to stop. He wants you to stop working towards something good. He
Because like I
wants you
said,
to,
we haven't spoken to each other in years. But like I said, it was meant for me to come back around.
yeah,
And like
yeah.
I said, me seeing your positive posts did something for me. And then, like I said, and then me having this platform, I know and I pray that it's going to help you out. However it needs, it goes about helping you out. I don't know what way that is, but I know it's going to be a positive outcome from this.
Yeah, bro, because I greatly appreciate you, man. It's an honor, man. It's an honor. And I thank you. I thank you, bro. I thank you. This
Nah,
is the first. This is the first time I ever really sat down. Like you said, we haven't seen each other in years. It's the first time I actually really sat. It was actually therapeutic for me. It was actually therapeutic for me, man. And I salute you for that, man. You always have my best interest, man. You always have my best interest, man.
Nah,
I thank
I mean that's what the platform was started on. I'm gonna say these last two things. I don't want to keep you too long, but I'll say these last two things. This wasn't, and this was
you. Yeah,
never.
when did you? Wait, I didn't mean to cut you up, but when did you start this?
Honest, what's funny is I started my production company, which is my I Got It All Productions, and down here in the DC area, I'm a playwright. So I was doing plays and stuff like that, and then the pandemic. I started my company right when the pandemic hit. I did my last play in February of last year. Then everything got shut down, so I had to find something else to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then George Floyd ended up dying, and the way the podcast started was I was just reaching out to my brothers, my cousins and stuff all over the country because I got family every damn where. So I
Yeah,
just started a Zoom call, just checking on them to see, because the whole George Floyd
uh,
thing just sent me and made my anxiety go crazy. Like I
uh,
said, I got three boys. My
yeah,
oldest son is
yeah.
six. My oldest son is 6'5", 250. He's
Big
20.
boy, man, he a
Yeah,
monster.
and he's 20. So it sent me somewhere, and I'm just thinking like, God damn, what if that was my son? So I started a Zoom call, and then from there, somebody was just like, this is therapeutic. It was like, we gonna do this again? So 1 week turned into three, and then somebody said, you should record these. So I started recording them. So I want to say last, was it August or so, August, September timeframe, whenever
Yeah.
the whole George Floyd incident was, that's when this started. And like I said,
Wow, bro.
I really didn't intend for it to be a podcast, but I was getting positive feedback on it, so I was just like, all right, let's see what we could do with it. And
Yeah, definitely keep pushing forward, bro. So we'll be in contact more now.
most
We'll be in
definitely, most
contact
definitely,
more now, man. Word out. So you understand where I'm coming from. It's
I,
definitely
de-
therapeutic, bro, because
I
people
definitely
don't
do.
have outlets nowadays. They don't like everybody's so caught up in what they going through or what they caught up. They won't even like won't even listen. They won't even listen. They won't even listen to you, bro. And that's a like being now we in a mental health crisis, or like mental health plays a big
Yeah,
part. It's like, man, if you can't be heard, or you ain't got nobody to talk to, like it'll drive you to some ungreat places, man.
yeah,
Some
it
ungreat
is.
places.
It's a shame, and like I said, it's just about you know, as black men, and like I said, we have to see it now, especially for our generation. We are the OGs and stuff now,
Yeah, yeah,
regardless. And like I said, people take the whole OG thing, and it don't have nothing to do with the streets and nothing. We are
yeah,
the older guys that this generation is gonna look up to and
yeah.
say, let me reach out to this person, that person. And because like I said, I coach basketball down here too, and it's so funny. to hear kids come up and
You
ask.
got them boys. You got them
They got-
boys, man. You got them boys. It's real. It's real. You got them boys,
The
man.
funniest thing is my older two, they're not even into sports like that. It's my youngest.
Yeah.
There's my 9-year-old now, but he's the basketball player. The other two, they'll come to the games, they'll enjoy it and stuff. But for them, it's my youngest. He's the sports fanatic. So, but I'll make this the last question. So, being that we grew up in the era and everything that we did, if you had to put together a basketball team, give me your top 5 players from Patterson, excluding yourself.
Oh, you gonna do that to me? You gonna do that
and then I'll give my list. But I want to hear.
Hold up.
Excluding.
I say this. Run the question by me again. I gotta process this.
You gotta
It's a tough one, man.
All right, so give me your top. If you had to start a team, well, however it go in Patterson, we just picking Patterson players. Give me who your starting 5 would be. And there's no disrespect to anybody, because like I said, it's some people out there that I heard were great that I've never seen play. So, but give me your starting 5. You could go, I'll say, you know what, just stay in the time where we were playing up until we graduate. You could come up to 05 if you need to. But who would be your 5?
Nah, I think I got it though. I say, oh man, I got Tim Thomas at center.
Mm-hmm.
I got James Scott at the power forward.
Okay.
I got Quan Johnson at the small forward.
Okay.
I got Donald Hand at the point guard. And I got Deshaun Williams at the shooting guard. To me, that's the best 5. That's the perfect star 5 that came out of Patterson. No disrespect to nobody. I ain't even got myself in here. We all got busy. I might be 6 man or something, but we all got busy, man. But nah, I salute them guys. They put it in that court, man. They put it in that court, man.
Most definitely.
Yours. Who's yours?
Mine, I have to say, and I'll agree with you. I honestly have to say, one of the toughest guards that I played against. I will have to say I would go with you with Donald Ham. Hands down, that is a mean.
Made to get some day in practice.
I was just like, I was from City League, then you go to PC and see the work that he was putting in.
Always been a scorer. Always been a scorer.
Always definitely have to go with Donald Hand. Then at shooting guard, I agree with you. Lassie, something else, boy. I'm like
something different, right?
I'm
something
just like
different, man.
Like,
I tell people that was Steph Curry. That was Steph Curry. He was a splash brother. Him and Donald was the splash brothers before Steph and Clay. They was the splash brothers, man. They used to come across half court and let it fly, man. Let it fly.
I was just like, yeah, damn. But then there's one person that I swear I wish he would have came. I wish he would have came to PC with us, and he played with me on craft. I'll say Sharif.
I think I know you talking about.
Man, listen, that dude was 6'3". He was one of our point guards.
He was tough, man. He was tough. Well, you know, I like we message each other through Facebook from time to time, or he'll say a shout out, I send him a shout out. Wow, that was bro right there. He was tough. He was tough.
Right there, nice.
Especially when y'all was at Craft, y'all had a squad there.
Yeah,
y'all had a squad there. Y'all had you, Sean, him.
Sean jumping out the gym. That was
Rome from the projects, man. Y'all had a squad, man.
We had
TJ.
We had TJ. We had a nice little squad.
Y'all had a squad, man. Y'all had a squad.
Let me see who I got.
Y'all had Ricky.
Yeah. We had
y'all had a squad, man. I hope I ain't need nobody out, man. I'm trying to remember
Oh,
Who y'all had in that team?
we had so many people. I mean, it was just our starting five, our backup five, our second five was a beast. We
Word
just had a
out.
nice team.
Word out. Y'all had a nice squad, man. Them years. Y'all had a nice squad.
And then I'm trying to think. Then my last two, I think I'll go with you there with JS with James Scott, and then Tim at the 5 spot.
And one rebuttal to that, I don't say Kevin Freeman only because he went to PC, but he was from I don't know what that mean, but I'm talking about Patterson. Grew up,
Yeah.
people that was born in Patterson. You feel me? Great. Kev was a monster, man. Kev was a monster.
Yeah, I
Kev was a
remember
monster,
seeing him play at Connecticut and everything. I didn't see him play at PC, but I saw him when he got to Connecticut and everything. So
yeah, salute him, man.
yeah, but again, yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming on, spending this time with me, being as open and forthcoming with everything as you were. And like I said, I and I mean it. I don't want people to take this as just lip service, me saying, anytime you need to reach out, you feel like you in that dark spot, brother, please don't hesitate to reach out.
We ain't going back there, man.
Nah,
we ain't going back there, but I greatly appreciate you, bro. Like, it's the first time I had an opportunity to do this, and I'm trying to do something positive and take it all away, man. I'm just trying to change lives, man. I'm trying to change lives. I'm trying to have everybody think that, just know that it's never over, man, till it's over. Until God take your breath away from you, man. It's never over. I don't care what situation you in, man. If you want to follow my journey, it's gonna be all a positive journey from here on out. So if you want to follow, it's gonna be everything. It's gonna be a little bit of everything. It's gonna be a little bit of life. Me living real life and me dealing with whatever I gotta deal with and pushing through it. My Instagram is Mr. G.I.Y.A. It's Mr. _ G.I.Y.A Fitness. My business Instagram is G.I.Y.A Fitness 2020. My Facebook, as Jamil said, my name is Fred Abraham, so my Facebook is the same. I also have a business Facebook that's G.I.Y.A Fitness 2020, and that's all the social platforms I have. But I'm thankful for Mill having me today. I Got It All Productions. This is my first interview on podcast, and hopefully it leads. Well, not hopefully, it's gonna lead to plenty more great things, man. And Mill, I salute you, bro. You was inspirational to me with just like I said, it's always the one words that reach out and that's helpful, man. When a person's in a dark place or a time of need, I'm gonna inbox you, DM you. We gonna exchange numbers, and we gonna go from here, bro. We going G.I.Y.A all 2021. We giving it our all, and we not letting up, man. God bless everybody, man.
All right. I appreciate you. This 2020, Jesus Christ. This is
yeah, I'm saying that too. I think I said 2022.
You know what I mean? This is We Need to Talk 23 signing off. Thank you again.
Yeah, all right, bro. Thanks a lot, man. I'll be in touch.
All right.